Now, is the government's ban on 500 and 1,000 rupee notes constitutionally valid? The Supreme Court has referred this question to a larger 5-judge bench. The court has also refused to extend the exemptions on the use of old 500 and 1,000 rupee notes. In fact, senior counsels Chidambaram and Kapil Sibal, appearing for the petitioners, had sought extending the time limit to use the scrapped currency across certain categories and allowing district cooperative banks to handle banned 500 and 1,000 rupee notes. So that has not been allowed. Ashmit, who was in the courtroom, joins us now with the details. Ashmit, so 9 questions being raised by the Apex Court. Take us through those.
Indeed, that is something that the Apex Court will now look at, about the constitutionality, about the legality, on whether or not any of the contours of the demonetization drive, is it violative of the fundamental rights, is it reasonable? So these will be the various questions that they look at, and now from a constitutional standpoint, by a 5-judge bench, that's essentially what they're looking at. But coming to the interim stage, which is the current state of affairs, what we find is that the Apex Court appears to have respected the wishes of the centre. The centre had been pushing and quite vociferously through the Attorney General that it's important that the court realizes that this is an economic matter, this is a fiscal matter, that the boundaries between the judiciary and the legislature should be respected, that there were questions raised about the scope of judicial intervention, and the Apex Court appears to have decided in this case to not intervene. In fact, they've made a few suggestions that perhaps the government should periodically consider revising the withdrawal limits, but that again is a suggestion, not a direction. The Apex Court has also gone on to observe that the centre has been sensitive enough and that the government will take necessary action as and when required, will consider the situation on the ground. So clearly the Apex Court, the tone is quite clear that the Apex Court is not looking to intervene. But of course, the larger question of constitutionality now needs to be decided by a 5-judge constitutional bench.